I'm Colleen Flaherty, here with my sibling, Michael Flaherty.
That's me.
Yeah, we are recording from the Heartland, and we're talking about movies.
Interjection. Does Heartland mean America? Heartland means Midwest. What does it mean?
I don't know. I just assume it means not on the coast. It means like...
We meet that criteria.
Yeah, we're like in real America.
Yes.
Those coasties...
Can I just say, we get it. Like those West Coasties.
Like we understand the American experience.
We know what it's about. We live in real life.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
So that's the situation. I think it's so weird that we've brought this up again.
Did we talk about it last time?
Coasties?
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
did. This is not, I promise listeners at home that this is not actually a thing we talk about a lot.
No.
This is, however, we are still more real than you. So there it is. Yeah, I think so. So, yes, today we continue our countdown of American Film Institute's top 100 films, and we are at 99 with a little film you might have heard of, Disney Pixar's Toy Story. I'm going to throw it over to Michael with the synopsis.
A cowboy doll is profoundly threatened and jealous when a new spaceman figure supplants him as the top toy in the boy's room.
How would he not be threatened when he's called a cowboy doll? Is he a doll?
Yeah. He's not an action figure.
I suppose. I guess I would just call him a cowboy
doll. Yeah. That's it. That's all there is. Yeah.
This is my cowboy doll. Okay. You're right. I'm getting a little too into gender essentialism, and I'm sorry about that.
What's the first segment of this podcast?
It is. Have you seen this film before?
Yes, I have. I think I've seen it a lot. When I was watching this just recently, every single frame was very recognizable to me. And I think I might have been obsessed with this movie. I might have been obsessed with Buzz Lightyear because he's super freaking cool.
Fucking awesome. I watched this again, and I'm like, I still want a Buzz Lightyear toy.
He glows in the dark. He has those wings. Oh.
Woody is correct to feel emasculated, jealous, and usurped because that is a great toy, and you just have an effing poster.
He's got the little arm thing that comes out. He's got the buttons.
So cool.
To infinity and beyond. Space is cooler than the Old West, just in general.
Right. And there's not the weird racial implications. I mean, he's got, like, teepees in his decorations.
Sure. We're not making... No race is going to be offended of space.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I've also seen this film. I actually recently visited our childhood home to see that we had a very worn-out VHS copy of Toy Story. So I think you and I share similar multi-viewing of this film and loved it. Loved it as a kid.
Super
Watching
good.
it as an adult, still love it.
Super good film.
Still great film. So now you've watched it again as an adult. Any initial reactions? Anyone like, oh, that surprised me?
Yeah, I heard a long time ago that when they were trying to make the movie, they were thinking about like when the reviews would come out for the movie, and they were aiming for that if the reviews would start out by like complimenting the technology, that they had failed. They wanted people to talk about the plot and the story and the characters. And so they wanted to just fundamentally work as a movie. And I was thinking about that when I was watching it this time, because in a way it is surprising it works as a movie because our main character is not likable. I mean, I love him. I love Woody, but he is like a dick.
Well, I think that's why they cast Tom Hanks, because no matter what you write, you just love him. So that's right.
Yeah.
I think.
But like, he's just mean. He's petty.
I mean, I do feel like the central theme of the film is just like the fragile male ego, right? Both of them. But
I think that's what we're dissecting here today.
Yeah. So I think that's really interesting you say that, because I remember watching it, and so this was made in 1995, the first computer animated feature-length film, which is probably why it's on the AFI Top 100, because it's not just for being a great film, because it's fact, it is one of only 2 animated films on this list. The other one is Snow White, because it was the first. So they're really into first. So yeah, I was thinking about, like, it's actually pretty incredible that they were able to pull this off when, like, I'm sure the entire Pixar building had less technology than I have in my phone. But then I think about something like Avatar, beautiful film made with cutting-edge technology, but I don't care for it. I'm like, that's not a fun time. It's like, oh, but it's really cool and pretty in 3D. It's like, oh, but Toy Story rocks.
No, they really did succeed in making a fundamentally good film.
Yeah, I meant that long interlude was just trying to back up what you were saying. Like, yeah, that's whoa,
Totally.
man, you got it. That's, yeah, I think the only other there were a couple things when I was watching it, and this is so nitpicky because again, totally giving them all the suspension of disbelief because it's great, but like, so the climax of the film when they all the toys get together and Woody's like, we're gonna break a few rules, and it's like not addressed that that's a big deal, but none of the other toys care about their mortality. Like none of the other toys are like, oh, I'm just gonna walk away before he puts a rocket on me, but it's like, but no, now we're gonna teach this kid a lesson. So
No, that's what I was thinking about the premise. Like, it's very interesting. They're like, all right, here's our premise for the movie. Toys come to life. Oh, cool. So what do? Yeah, they're just like really petty about like who gets played with the most. Sometimes they like wander around, they get lost.
Well, I think that was supposed to be the central theme of this film is like their main driver in life is to be played with. Like that is their, that's what they love, I guess, except for
We can all relate.
Buzz. I don't really get his situation because he thinks he's a spaceman.
Right, that's another thing. Like, there's plenty of things that they could have explained, they could have spent time on, but ultimately, they did the best.
Yeah,
They made
maybe
the
I
right
don't care.
decisions. Right.
Okay, like there's this one scene where he's fixing his rocket ship and, you know, and they like do the cute little, oh, he means tape. And then they give him tape. And I'm like, so.
Unidirectional bomb strip.
Right.
Go on.
Oh, yes, thank you. And all I could think was like, so first of all, isn't this kid going to notice that his cardboard box is all taped up? And second of all, how long does it take to fix a cardboard box, you dummy? Like, get it?
It's true.
It's not making sense to me. So yeah, let's talk
So
about...
now that we've established that Toys to Life is not, it's a flimsy premise.
But I love it.
But
I mean, especially, so as a child, you're like, you always wonder about this. Or you assign so much value to your toys, which actually makes me think I was terribly sadistic because I would just throw them away all the time or like not care about them suddenly.
Sure,
So,
we're very
God,
cold
what a-
and
very
emotionless
cold,
people,
very
yeah.
cold. But what a great premise. And then still to enjoy it as an adult is just lovely and fantastic. So one of my other initial reactions to rewatching it as an adult, Tim Allen is so good in this movie.
He's the perfect voice, yeah.
So I actually did watch Home Improvement as a child as well, and I
Really?
would not have said, you know who you need for this spaceman toy who goes through a crazy existential crisis? Tim the Tool Man.
Yeah.
Like, what? But he's so good.
All the casting is so good, though.
I mean, all spot on. But I just felt
The
like he
dinosaur.
had the largest range of any character.
Yeah.
From like the I'm a serious spaceman to I'm Mrs. Nesbit. Like so good. I've not seen him in anything else where I thought that, but
Toy Story 2.
oh yeah. And there's this other film.
Toy Story 3.
3. Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He did a good job in that.
Yeah, really good job. I mean, he's done well in other things, but I've never thought, wow, Tim Allen. Like nobody else could do this.
You didn't walk out of Christmas with the Cranks thinking, good casting choice.
Damn, there's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Galaxy Quest, but like I think other people could have done that, frankly.
Yeah.
But Buzz Lightyear, he made it his own, and he did very well. And I mean, like, so Tom Hanks is always great, but he was just like being cool, Tom Hanks. Tim Allen, I think, was my favorite, my standout. Not a lot of great female roles in this. I'm just gonna...
There is the lady doll who just wants to make out with Woody.
Because who wouldn't?
Right.
I mean...
It's
yeah, that makes
relatable.
sense. So, apparently, in one of the original scripts, not specs.
Just scripts.
Yeah, scripts.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I meant. So, like, Barbie was going to be his love interest, and she was going to save the day, like, driving up in her Corvette. Like the lady from Terminator, whose name escapes me.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor, thank you. But then Mattel, pulled the rights and whatever, and then they just made this lame lady character. So that bums me out. But then Mattel got over it for Toy Story 2, because they're like, we got to get in on this. I don't think we have discussed enough the Mrs. Nesbit scene because it's so good. But I think it's so weird. It wasn't until like a little after I'd seen the movie like 8 million times where I turned up the volume on that one part where she's like having tea or sucking down Darjeeling with and then there's that quiet, and it's just the joke is Marie Antoinette and her little sister. Like, why is that too inappropriate for children to hear? Like, they either don't get it, they're like, oh yeah, she was beheaded. I guess it's a bit violent. I don't know. I love Drunk Buzz. I love the Pizza Planet.
I want to go to Pizza Planet so bad.
I hear there's a Pizza Planet in Disney World.
Are you serious?
That is a thing, but they don't have like the armed guards, and it's just like an overpriced pizza cafe with some arcade games. And it's like, just either make Pizza Planet or don't.
Right. Don't half-ass Pizza Planet.
What are you doing? I just love all the gimmicks. And let's talk about Sid.
Yeah, please.
How did you feel about watching this again as an adult?
Well, I mean, that was one of the few things that I actually remembered about this movie clearly is like, oh yeah, there's like a really creepy kid. He has really creepy toys. But I don't know, I didn't get creepy vibes watching it this time because I expected it so much. Because the animation is a bit dated, I was actually creeped out by Andy, and like the baby is Andy's little sister. But Sid is like, yeah, I mean, he's doing his own thing. I mean, he's experimenting with these toys, he's learning. He's gonna be he's putting stuff together.
Right. So I guess it kind of begs the question, is it sadistic? Like, if you're old enough to understand that toys aren't real, is it actually sadistic to blow up your own toys?
No.
Well,
yes, it is. Because
I mean, there is where he's like torturing and interrogating Woody with the...
No, it totally is. Because he's not like, oh, I wonder how much plastic will explode. He's like, yeah, you're gonna die.
That's true.
It's 100%.
So, yeah. So maybe he might be a serial killer, but he also might be quite a brilliant, successful adult. Although he's not, because in Toy Story 3 we see he is a Pizza Planet delivery guy.
Yeah.
Which, he's only like 18, so he could get it together. Maybe that's a side job. That was so judgmental of me, and I apologize.
Terrible.
That was awful. I felt like we were supposed to think that in the setup. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Sid's room just creeped me out so much, though. And didn't you?
I don't know. What it was is I just expected it so much that it was like more like, yeah, of course Sid is creepy.
To play. Come on.
I was just into the drama of the movie. I don't know.
So you think that animation looks dated?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, to me, like, it just looks like a cartoon of a different kind. So I mean, it definitely gets better with each Toy Story, but...
Sure, I mean, like, the animation is able to represent shapes and lighting, but the lighting is so clean, like...
I feel like... disclosure that Michael is a game designer, so he actually does know about computer animation.
I'm an expert, yeah.
And I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So, to me, it looks fine.
I mean, it does look fine. You're able to look past it very easily and be engrossed in the actual plot in the movie.
So, but, I mean, to you, like, isn't that pretty incredible they could do that in 1995?
Sure, yeah. Of course it's incredible. Of course it is. That's not at all what I'm trying to discount. It is just a little dated. Just, movies today do look better.
So good. Pixar is great.
They're all right.
What?
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of like Cars or whatever.
Sure.
I love their films.
Or Brave. I never saw that one, but people didn't like it.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I like redheads. We're both redheaded.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
important.
We see our people represented on screen is always good.
And I like ladies.
They're all right.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was no Wall-E. Like, let's be clear.
So good.
So good. Oh, or Up. Oh man. Yeah, that's such a cliche that I cried so hard. Anyway,
Toy Story.
Toy Story though.
1995.
Did not cry. I didn't. I do think that the Toy Stories get better because I just felt the climax of him just like being in Andy's car. I was like, all right.
I don't know if I think I do disagree.
Okay.
I think number 2 and number 3 really did go for those crying scenes. I remember 3 specifically. Maybe I'm making that up for 2.
I don't mind being manipulated as an audience member. I don't care about
No,
that.
I mean, that's the whole goal is to emotionally manipulate you.
And I like it. I'm into it. So Sorry. I'm just thinking about how great all the voice actors are in it.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say other than they're just really good.
Just the dinosaur as like a timid who is that voice actor's name? Do you know?
That's Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
Known as he was in Princess Bride. You know.
But it's just the best. It's the best voice. He was in a couple of Pixar movies. I guess he was in The Incredibles.
I think that the guy who plays the piggy bank, who is also Cliff Clavin in Cheers. I think he's in every Pixar movie.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
Don't quote me on that.
Well, that is
it might be a fun fact.
That might be really cool. Wow.
It's like he was the Abominable Snowman in Monsters Inc.
Sure.
And other things. I think he was in WALL-E. Wasn't he one of the guys in WALL-E? Oh God.
Can't say. I haven't seen that in years.
It's also a great film. It is not on the AFI Top 100, so don't look. I don't have anything else to say.
All right, Brokaw.
Brokaw!
All right, now we're going to go to our favorite segment of the show. Brokaw.
Oh, it's just recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what are we talking about?
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Hello, brother.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, what's going on?
So we're doing an episode of our podcast, Sibling Screenings, and this episode we're talking about the movie Toy Story, 1995 Pixar Disney classic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm aware of that one.
Yeah. Only one of 2 animated films on the AFI Top 100.
Huh? What's the other one?
Snow White.
What? That's bull.
I think it's like precedent films, right? Like Toy Story is the first computer animated film. Snow White was the first animated.
No, it's a
feature-length
bullshit
film.
list. Matrix is not on the list.
I mean, yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's bullshit. So what do you think about Toy Story? Do you like it? Tell us anything you think about it.
Well, Toy Story was pretty revolutionary for its time. I do remember, I'm a very sensitive guy normally.
Mm-hmm. We know that about you.
But I do remember tearing up in that movie, and I felt kind of, that was different.
Mm-hmm.
Tearing up. When did you tear up in that film? Was it a tearjerker?
Yeah, it's very emotional in the last third.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't identify with the struggle of Woody?
No, he's just kind of a dick.
What? He's the top dog, and then he gets knocked down. And then he has to come to terms with his new mortality.
Are you thinking of the right Toy Story?
That might not be the right Toy Story, John. There's 3 Toy Story movies.
The one where he gets replaced by Buzz Lightyear.
Well, what does that have to do with his mortality?
Because if he gets forgotten about, he gets thrown away.
That's a good point.
I thought it was just like, I'm not the big dog anymore.
I mean, both the other movies, he's literally going to die. One, he's like in an infirmary, like in a fire thing.
And then the second one's like, I could live forever.
Amp it up later on, but still.
What?
They amp it up in later movies.
Right. And that's sequels. You got to do it bigger and better, sure.
Sure.
So you liked the movie.
The whole point is his love. He's not loved anymore, and
See,
that's the end
to
of who
me,
he is.
Woody just seemed like he's like the big kahuna, and now he's just like second rate. Like he's still playing with. He's still around. He's got such an ego.
No, but it's very relatable.
I think you're not giving Woody enough credit here.
Perhaps.
Perhaps
you're giving
me and Clay
too
both
much
agreed that
credit.
Buzz Lightyear is the coolest.
Yeah. We wish we had a Buzz Lightyear toy.
I was just about to say you're giving too much credit for Buzz Lightyear.
Because he's so awesome.
I think he was kind of the dick. He was not being understandable to the culture that he was entering.
He was blindly, he didn't understand his own reality. We can all relate to that.
It's almost like a good parallel for America entering into, a foreign country.
What?
Did I just go too deep?
Yeah, man, that's too much.
How great was Buzz Lightyear?
But John, he had the wings. He glowed in the dark, John.
John, he had lasers.
I think you guys are missing the cultural parallel
He
here.
had a button that said Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, that was Buzz Lightyear, John.
Yeah, Toy Story just has a lame string. He sucks.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, lame.
John.
Cowboys suck.
John, fun fact: when you pulled the string, it was actually Tom Hanks' brother's voice.
Oh, that is a good fun fact.
know, right?
Yeah.
Is that the sort of thing I would learn about if I listened to your podcast?
Well, no, I forgot.
Well,
to
you would
mention
learn it twice because we mentioned it on when we were just speaking, and now we've mentioned it again when we talked to you. So, I mean, the facts are going to get ingrained.
No, I told you the fact before the podcast.
Oh, I don't remember that. And that was Bro Call, our favorite segment of the show.
Favorite segment. So let's rate this film.
Yeah, let's rate it.
I'm gonna give it like a A+. I do not feel bad about that because here's why. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about like AFI and important films, like this clearly spawned. Okay, now I need to think about this because now I'm thinking like it's like it was a first computer animated film and now that's sort of the thing. But none of them are as good as just Pixar films. So did they just spawn more great Pixar films? No, you know what? They did something amazing with technology and making a great film. It's a perfect. You know what? I love it. A+.
A+.
I love it. I loved it as a kid. I love it as an adult. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, solid movie. It's not too long. It's not 3.5 hours, interestingly enough.
I do like that about this film.
So.
But I would watch it if it was 3.5 hours.
Right, because I just like the characters a lot.
Love them so much. I would just like to watch them hang out.
Randy Newman is great.
Oh, I do not like Randy Newman.
Well,
I
think it's fun.
I don't like You Got a Friend in Me.
You don't like that song?
I don't hate it. I just don't. Not my jam.
You know what? Even though Randy Newman, it's not my favorite, but I support like an artist creating their own soundtrack with vocals for a movie because I feel like that's always amazing. Like Phil Collins or Michael Jackson.
What did Michael Jackson do?
Free Willy.
Oh, he wrote that for Free Willy?
I might be making that up. I've never seen that movie. I've just heard that.
So like Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. But
Right.
no, but
he did set the tone appropriately. I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would definitively say though that Randy Newman is my least favorite part of Toy Story.
Yeah, because that is something like there's very little bad elements of this movie.
Very, very few. That's why I
It's
stick
a
by
really
my
good
A+.
I'll also give it an A+.
Whoa.
It's really good.
It's really good. So that's been it for Sibling Screenings. We don't want to have more sign-off?
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening.